you elect your presiding officers. So what happens each time the speaker is about to enter the house, the sergeant at arms would announce his arrival. The speaker, so all members rise as one of the decorums of the house, as a sign of respect. So I'm sure you know, you've heard about what we call the mace. Mace, you do that. So for as long as the mace is not here, that gathering yellow day informal. And whatever decision you make have no bearing on what you want to do. So that is the symbolic nature and the authority of the legislature. It is exercised by showing
Thank you very much, Dadu Jongi. Let me start by greeting the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, all members of Parliament that are here, the Secretariat. Let me also greet you, our participants, who are now still delegates, but by end of tomorrow, you will be members of Youth Parliament. That distinction is important because how we're going to conduct ourselves, and also the proceedings that are going to unfold between now and the end of tomorrow will not be Youth Parliament, in the sense that you will not be members of Youth Parliament, but you will be participants. You will be participants for the next 2 days. We are going to do capacity building and workshop to sharpen, to strengthen our appreciation of broadly how does government work, how does democracy work, and what is the legislative framework that governs the development of young people in the province, but also in the country. So that is what we want to do, to the extent to which when you participate and take resolutions in Youth Parliament on Friday, that those resolutions are not only substantive, but they are sound and they're informed by the work that we are going to do between now and the end of tomorrow. So that is what is going to happen. You would have seen the program. We'll take you through the program. But as I've said, that for today, as you sit there, this is why we said you can sit anyhow now as delegates, because you are not yet members. You are purely delegates. But when we then become members and the House begins and convenes on Friday, then you will be convening as members of Youth Parliament, who will take decisions and resolutions as it pertains to the legislative outlook as far as youth development is concerned in the province, to the extent to which it will, and we believe it is going to change and move the needle in the favor of young people in the province. My name is Asive. I am going to be assisting the program director and our facilitator, who for the most part will be facilitating our discussions. Thank you very much for coming. We must apologize that we have begun late, owing to the fact that some regions could not get here in time for logistical issues. So for that, we are apologetic, and we should not have that issue tomorrow, because all delegates would have slept here. So thank you very much once again for coming. I think, and for those that are having some hesitation as to the credibility, but also how far will this go. Many speakers will speak here. The speaker is also going to take us through, but this we can assure you in the presence of the presiding officers of the legislature that it is not a talk show. We have put in place many mechanisms to ensure that from here onwards, not only are we able to record the resolutions that you take, but that we begin immediately a process of ensuring that those resolutions find expression in the assembly and the legislature of the Free State, to the extent to which members of this House who were voted by the people of the Free State, that they will take the resolutions of young people and act on them. So that we will explain that as the day goes. That is merely in the way of saying thank you very much for coming. I am going to, as we begin, ask our acting Deputy Secretary from the legislature to, on behalf of the institution of the legislature, to officially welcome you and to open this youth parliament, or rather, yes, this program of youth parliament, as I've said, beginning with this first 2 days of workshop and capacity building. So thank you very much, colleagues. I am going to hand over to Mesefo.
Thank you, Program Director Ndate Asibe Tlanjwa, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Chair of Chairs in his absence, Honorable Chief Whip of the Legislature in his absence, Honorable Deputy Chief Whip, and the members of the Legislature who are here, distinguished guests, esteemed delegates, and most importantly, the vibrant youth of the Free State. I greet you, a new program director. I greet you in the unmatched name, which is a guiding tool of democracy, the Freedom Charter, which forever echoes in my ears through each and every day, through a simple line that says, the people shall govern. It is a profound honor and privilege to welcome you to the opening of the 2025 Provincial Youth Parliament here in the 4th Ratsal. I extend my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, especially for the Speaker for the awaited, inspiring keynote address that he will be setting a powerful tone for this important gathering today. The Youth Parliament is far more than an annual event, as it has been established now. It is a critical platform dedicated to empowering the young people of our province. This initiative is intended to offer you a dynamic generation, future leaders, a structured and supportive environment to engage deeply in democratic process, deliberate on pressing social, economic, and legislative issues, and of course, to influence policies that will shape the Free State's future for the decades to come. So never underestimate your presence and participation today. This year marks a significant milestone that Asive, as you mentioned, that the 7th legislature has listened attentively to the voices of the young people, that has transformed the Youth Parliament program from a once-off event into a sustainable, ongoing process. And we are indeed pleased to have you guiding this process in that day, Asive. So this approach is a platform that is intended to ensure that your ideas, resolutions, and contributions are not only heard by systematically tracked, implemented, and translated into tangible outcomes. It is a call for you to embark on this journey over the next 3 days, and therefore I urge you to engage wholeheartedly, think critically, and collaborate openly, for the future of Free State lies in your hands, and your active participation here will help shape policies and programs that promote progress, inclusivity, and opportunity for all young people. In closing, I wish you a welcome, a productive and inspiring youth parliament. May your deliberations be vigorous, your ideas bold, and your commitment unwavering. Together, let us build a free state where every young person has the opportunity to thrive. Having said that, I welcome you and thank you.
Thank you very much, MSFO. Colleagues, we are now going to welcome the Speaker of the Free State Legislature, who is going to give us an opening address to mark the opening of this Youth Parliament, the first of its kind within the 7th administration. On that, colleagues, allow me to welcome to the floor the Speaker of the Free State Legislature, Ndadem Olisidugwan.
Molweni hlalani phansi. Enkosi. Kuthiwe mosaneka bi yinto. You're not yet members. Akere batsholo jwale. Dumelang. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Let me take this opportunity to greet the Deputy Speaker, the Secretariat, and all of you, our young people, our future. I just want to start first. There are things that I want to say, and I hope I don't do into wrong. But first, I want to read this. To change your reality, you must change your energy. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. I hope you will remember this as long as you live. Go and check what it means in reality and how you would make this your mantra. Our theme for this youth parliament is empowering the next generation, youth at the center of Free State provincial growth. I don't want to burst a bubble, and I don't want to say things that I know from experience I have seen and things that do not work. But I'm going to say things that I want to challenge your inner core, your comfort zones, and to stir you to realize that this saying that the youth are the future is hollow if certain things are not done. You will think that by being young, that you are the future. But there are things that you need to understand for you to be that future. Otherwise, you are going to be young and die at the age of 18 and exist the rest of your life. And there's no future in such a young person who's dead at the age of 18 and just existing, filling the space. So, during the next 3 days, beginning today, as young people, you will be engaging in robust discussions, engaging in policy discussions that affect specifically you and generally the community or the public. And you also be engaging in issues that are meant to help in the development of your leadership skills that are designed to empower you as the next generation of leaders and as change agents. I just want to share some ancient wisdoms with you. One, the ox that plows for another never owns the field. You see, we are meant to believe that our security is finding good job. We are told every time, go to school, get education, and then you'll get a better life. But what you are not being told, you are told that you must exchange your time for a salary. You wake up in the morning, go to work for another man for 40 years, and still you remain indebted. You remain poor. I'm not talking about poverty in the sense that you cannot afford to take your children to school, your kids to school and have a good home. But I'm saying that you are poor in the sense that you don't have freedom because your time is not managed. It's the resource that you have, but you are not managing your time. Your time is managed by somebody else. You've got to be at work at a particular time. You've got to do certain things for you to get your salary. Otherwise, you're out of job. Nobody prepares us. Nobody tells us that we've got to actually deal with the system, all of us. We are not born to serve the system. We are born to change the system and make it work for us. But many of us are trapped in serving the system. So we need to change that thinking for us to be the future. I came to Parliament. First, I was the leader of the ANC in the region when I was 27 years. And I became an MEC for education when I was 32 years. And I feel that I'm trapped in the system that I can't change. I'm trapped that I'm not contributing as much as I want. So I'm just saying, looking at this, you need also to realize that, as we are told every time, that you must go to school, get education. But the system is telling you that. And we are not told that this system is actually entrapping us to serve it better. We are told, you go around, you are the best student. Opasite, cum laude, you go on and say all these things. But you are not aware that you are actually being conditioned to be an individual, to think of yourself and not understand that you are because I am. When you know this mantra, I am because you are. That is who we are. But what has happened now in the society that we live in the education system that makes us believe that as long as I succeed, as long as I have a better home, as long as I have all these things, I'm covered, I'm protected, I don't need any other person. This is the system that is training all of us. You are here, all of you, many of you, do not even think of becoming entrepreneurs. We are living in a world where those you call dropouts are actually leading you. They are hiring you. You go to school, you're the best student. And unfortunately, some of the best students are very good employees, because they can be easily managed, controlled, etc. But those who are always looking at solving a problem, the society, the system tells them they are outcasts, they are a problem. But because they know what they want, because they understand that they can sacrifice and work for themselves and work hard for 4 years than work for somebody for 40 years and still not being free. So, you are oxen. And you're fighting so much to be an ox that plows somebody's field and hope that you would have yours, instead of working hard to find your independence, to manage your time. The second one is to know, but not to act is not to know at all. Uyabona zichinjile izinto, but some of us, I was told about the rivers, to remember rivers. So many rivers in South Africa, to remember that there's a Pacific Ocean this side, there's an Indian Ocean, and I write exams, I have to remember these things. And still now, I don't understand what was the significance of all that I was fed. There are many things that we are fed, we are told. The system tells you, the education system tells you, and you fill your brains with that. And that numbs your creativity. It kills that inner child in you. You are told you can't do this. You can only do this. You can't talk before the teacher tells you to talk. For you to speak, you've got to raise your hand. And we don't see that as conditioning. We go throughout for 15 years and step out of the system and think that we can manage the system and control the system controls you. That is why you would have a friend who would be working and you are not working, and that friend will be excited in taking you out, but will not be able to help you become the best version of yourself. But the friend would be good to take you out. Our regular jwala. Hire the whole weekend. But when you say to the friend, I don't have anything at home, help me buy groceries and others, the friend will not do that. But because our mindset is that of lack. It's not a mindset of growth. We don't think beyond our pain. We don't think beyond our own circumstances. You're hoping that somebody is going to take you out. Let me tell you something. You are living in a very cruel world. You are living in a world where people are saying, either yen for himself, but God for ons almal. You are on your own. You are on your own. You've got to wake up and smell the coffee. But I'll tell you some of the things that I think need to happen. A lone tree falls, but a forest stands tall. You see, you are told to be an individual. Go out there. And I want to tell you now, it's relationships that you build that will carry you through. It's collaboration that you need that will help you through. It is people who will speak about your name in places where you can't speak about yourself that will lift you up. So you've got to build a character that will make people stand for you. But if you see yourself as nobody, if you pity yourself and think that this world will pity you, you've got something coming. The world does not have pity for you. You've got to search what is inside of you and wake it up and rise. He who lives in the king's gold is still a slave. This has to do, you work for somebody else and you think, oh, died. Ke rola bana, ke di re sebetsa. Re a sebetsa. Thowela, wetsa. The people who are not working, they are making their money work for them. Ba ituletse, ba etsa ding, ba invest wisely, ba etsa eng. But we'll talk about these things, especially as a black child. You see, I hear people talk. Well, for instance, I know more social media, re bangata. But we don't even know who controls this. It is designed to keep you. You think you are making it. You know, all about bangata, but the network and participate, act, and they think that they are making a change. The system is managing you, controlling you. Just you think you are making any difference? Nix. You're just talking. They're managing. Who's saying this? Who's doing this? And all those things. And all those things. So we are in a matrix. Up until we stand up. As I say, you are not born to serve a system. But you are born to shape it. But what happens when power lies only with those banally control? One, they maintain fear, debt, and manipulation. Fortunately, some of you are young people in political parties. Some of you are not in political parties, but those who are in political parties, we know. Many of you are just okapis, the old-timers. You're just tools. They give you 10,000, and you go on social media, warakane. You do all sorts of things, you're thinking that you are becoming better. You are not realizing your full potential. You're allowing somebody to undermine your full potential. And you go on and on and on and on. By the time you start to face it, they remind you, how but what is it that I was to be? Already you have defined your character. Used by somebody. How by independent, or somebody else. So that's not what you are born to be. To you be used by others to pursue their own selfish interest. Somebody who cares for you will lift you up. Somebody who cares for you would give you an opportunity to realize the full potential you have. Any person should not be should be doing for you, helping you to be the best version of yourself. As leaders, what we like to have followers. We like to have people who clap hands when we speak, even when we speak nonsense. So when you have people who can think, you don't like that. So Lua and Obat on the safer side. I'm right. Somebody said you need to be very careful when people call you leadership. Because one old man came and was talking, and this other guy says, no, I need to remember leadership together. This old lady that said, I can't this leadership, using shit instead of leadership. Forgive me for using that, but I just wanted to illustrate something. So you need to be very careful when somebody says leadership. You need to umamela or uqetela kai, because so that is how it can be changed because of the character or career. They foster dependency and obedience. They block you from becoming your true potential. If you know these things, you must decide now what you want to be. Used by the system, controlled by the system, using some of us. I'm just saying using some of us because we think we learn the system is Awara mutazana na hana system ya musebeza hana system ya musebelisa uto mutu defender ndo maka utolwe na mara. Can you hear yourself? You standing here, you defending something but now you come in and you're defending it. Obola system is very interesting. So I'm just saying you must know that the system keeps you at the edge. It wants you to doubt. It wants you to give up. It wants you to accept the role of the victim. Every time I'm a black child, I suffered, I did this. We need to change that and say, this is what the situation has been. But I'm going to play a role in changing this system. But we must know that we've got gatekeepers. You have us as gatekeepers, MEC as a gatekeeper, Mayor as a gatekeeper, Speaker as a gatekeeper, Premier as a gatekeeper. All of these people who are supposed to help in the transformation process, in many instances becoming gatekeepers. You've got officials who are gatekeepers. I always tell a story. I want you to hear this story. One businessman, 2017, is given a contract for 67 million. And I want you to understand this very well. And these are our own official, well-trained, educated, competent people who do not understand why they are where they are except to earn a salary and being gatekeepers. Here is a black person doing everything. How na any salary ki business ana leona. He gets a business at 67 million. And then they advance him at 20 million. He says, I did not ask for an advance. I said, we know, but we need 10 million. Now I want you to get this. When you ask for 10 million, when you ask for anything, are you not aware or deal like a cash flow yeah, that business person? And when you deal like a cash flow, you know that you are destroying that business. So you have got this, and it says, we need 10 million from the 20 million we have advanced you. So this guy, Lena, thinking, oh, no, I need to build good relationships. He goes out and pays 10 million, gives these people 10 million. And these people, without blinking, they take the 10 million. Let me tell you what it means now for this entrepreneur. The 10 million that is paid, profit is higher if everything else is high, in that, the person will get 10% of that. And what is 10% of 67 is 6.7, isn't it? Now you've already paid 10 million. Your profit is supposed to be 6.7 million when everything, I'm saying, when everything, how. But if not, your profit might be less than that. So you've got 10 million paid, meaning you are now 3.3 short, eh? I feel limo. Financial year end, SARS comes. Say, hey, what did you do? You got 10 million. But now, well, we understand that you paid yourself 10 million. So you owe us, SARS, 40% mono as personal income tax. So you must pay them 4 million. So before you start any job already that is given to you, when you're supposed to make 6.3 or 6.7, you are now owing tax 4 million. You have paid 10 million. Huh? You understand what I mean? So 14 million is gone from what you should have received. These are gatekeepers. They are all over. You go to you're looking for a job, more mining. There's a person who's given a task, or recruit. You are not working, the person expects you to pay him 10,000. You go around your old mother, who's not working, who's a pensioner. Because must go out there, you machonisa about 10,000. Out of the ball again, Musebeti. And a motono joa, black like you, a gatekeeper. So it goes on and on and on and on and on because we are producing these gatekeepers in our system, in our schools, in everything, because we want you to think of yourself only and not think about the community that you serve. So you are seated here. The question is, are you guys going to be gatekeepers? Destroy other people's lives because of your greed, because of your selfishness, because you've forgotten who you are. No change agent does that. No one who calls himself or herself a change agent will do that. You would understand that you are an instrument, you are an enabler. Your responsibility is to make sure that you build many of your like, so that you are able to deal with the system that has actually for many years labeled you as lazy, labeled you as one who can't think, labeled you as a child not worth of anything. So, we can fight. You see, I always say it's very interesting. Go here in this parliament, we are 30 members, this legislature. It's a legislature of 30 members. Let me break it down. You have the ANC, you have the DA, you have the Freedom Front Plus, you have EFF, you have ACT, you have Umkhonto Wesizwe, ANC, EFF, ACT, and only two. You go national, there are many parties, but all the time, for Babaswe, we've got two. Freedom Front Plus, but go and read what P.W. Botha said in 1985 in what he called the Rubicon speech. He said, you don't have a majority, a black majority, you have a white minority and a black minority. Because of our attitude, because of what we do not understand we are dealing with, we become all these everyone unahana I can do better. Now I can do better. No, this one motion. Now I can get in and do better and all those things and everything. But at the end of it all, we are going back to what the system has actually been preparing you to be. Black people who are a majority, who are not producing anything but consumers. We consume everything. You know, it is only those who have nothing. You know, people who have money don't make noise. People who are wealthy don't show it off. It's only people who think that they have money. Because we don't build generational wealth. We don't build companies that you get money today. You get paid today. Ohayaran to V-class, give Yano Kapoki. Klazaba to Abu Mebabangat. Oya Debe. Oipona ole mata. Spend 400,000. And then you come back. Ufigi. And then we are succeeding. And then because we are unable to pay, the company has to pay. Because we don't understand money and the value of money. I want you to go and check what billionaires' children learn. They don't learn what we learn in Brunei. They learn to control. They learn to understand the system and deal with the system. They are taught to be in charge. When we are taught Rona to serve, they are taught to be in control, to be in charge. And they are taught to understand that that is not your money. It is meant for other generations. So whatever you do with it, Baba. Rona, I spend. I don't mind, I can buy many cars and then begin to get to a lapel. Liability of fellow against a as long as ke bonwa ke batho, because we seeking validation. Yeah? So I'm asking you, Lona he, about Lengwa, or we can't do this anymore. We are starting this youth parliament. Not only as what we've been having, youth parliament, and then you come and you participate and this week, and then you are gone. We want to make sure that out of this process, we develop leaders. Leaders who would not be seeking employment, but leaders who would be making change in many fields. Leaders will understand what it means to use money effectively. Leaders who would know what it means to open doors for others. Leaders who would understand that your whatever position on Leona, it is not for you and your family. It is for you to open all avenues and lift others to be leaders. So we're asking you today that as you discuss this, as you go on, don't waste your time arguing about sweet nothing. Well, when I see people who are about to knowledge, monopoly one what's able. I don't agree with you. Who are you? Who are you informed, ill-informed? Listen to what the other person is saying. You may not have had the opportunity of experience high. So you don't stand up in any discussion. I see people who stand up and I disagree with you. And I always ask myself, oh my God, there it goes. But when you are prepared to learn, you become a better person. When you are prepared to unlearn certain things, to let go of certain things that you have assimilated, certain things that you have taken, and you go on because life changes, you become a better person. But ba tsebang hore a nna ke a tseba. Ha hona motho e ke mo tsebang a re nna ke a tseba a tsweletseng pele. Mara motho a reng ke prepared to learn every time. You listen to somebody and say, maybe. I always tell a story of blind people, blind men who were put in a room and they were all made to touch an elephant. What is this? And then do you now understand what an elephant is? It is a big snake. It's a big rope. It's a big, strong wall. It's a pillar. And they were arguing, all of them. So tell me, who's right? Who of those blind men was right? But all of them were saying you are wrong. When I experience how you feel or touches the mohatla, so that is that. Mohatla won't feel like a rope. So that is your experience. But somebody else touched the body, your elephant, so feels the elephant is more like a wall. But if they were to take their experiences, all of them, they will have a better understanding of what an elephant is. So your experiences, your knowledge is not complete. So if every time you learn, you unlearn, you relearn. So you must be prepared to be engaged. I'm not suggesting that you should accept anything, Jay, but I'm just saying, instead of standing up, or you are wrong, change a bit and say, but have you thought of it this way? And in that way, you are contributing in the development, what you think you're doing, no. So I'm asking all of you, ha system e tseba hore o tshwere mo o tshwereng teng, and ba de tseba hore you won't give up, ya tseba nothing will stop you. Once it's tseba hore it can't control you, that you are not accepting the role you have as a victim, the system knows that it can't control you. And that is where you get your freedom. So, and I can't stand here and tell you that as young people, you are the energy that can change the world if given a chance. But without dealing into it. Now you need to be ready or change your mindset. When you move from the mindset of lack, you're not going to do anything. When every time, and that's what we do, and we don't understand. Oh, how are you? Hey, Jazam. Don't put up that energy in you. How's me? You are given a chance. It's a new day. There are new energies. There are new opportunities. We're not carrying what happened yesterday. Because yesterday was bad, you carrying yesterday to your tomorrow. And today you feel out, you keep on telling yourself, you can't do anything about the situation you find yourself in. So you need to change that. But you need also to really look at the values. You know, I hope ona le batho ba age ya ka mo. You see, we have a situation in South Africa now and in the Free State. Young girls, women are actually killed, raped, abducted. And this is normalized. Every day we have ditaba, and then utlabale reaction and all those things. But it starts with us. It starts with things that we do. Some of you guys see women as sex objects. So you think, or as you do, you know, I've seen something that, you know, somebody goes on, I meet you, I don't know you, I meet you, and then we exchange, you know, your friend will exchange the number. Hey, I miss you. Who miss a? Motona knows nothing about you. Marupotela kagwana ozare, I miss you. Luena wanana, I miss you too. Watanya. You don't even know this person, Mari. I miss you. Miss a? Huh? All of it, the rest of the poem. You know, I always tell people, there was one woman, she's still alive, that I had a crush on at primary school, and I started writing a letter. And unfortunately, that letter, and then I then went on Gabama Tate, and as I'm speaking to you, Genaleska, Sawbon Sawarau Mark, I got a Limana. So Genaleska, and ended up having an appendix. Appendix I got bested, and I was running away from facing the consequences of Shiniak. So I wrote the letter. You know, I'm giving work, composition, work, so I went on. So I took my brother and my sister's albums, wherever I love, I started writing. Any sentence in I love, primary school, I started writing and writing and writing and writing. Any sentence in I love, I don't know what that, I wish I can get that letter, I think it's no, or and then, I wanted to keep it safe. So eta di buka o se nke a tsoa ke latetswe ke kenya di buka o se fela re fitla kwana ke parade from there re kena classeng mistress wa kena o batlana le ntwe because ke excited ke ntse mosebetsi ke a tswa ke a neela ka buka. The following day I'm not coming to school ke ntwenya mahlo a di khutla my friends ke bana ba yemi mona. I now have a new name, Loverboy. My friends, Bambiza Loverboy. Hey man, what is this? Oh my gosh, I'm thinking, tomorrow I'm not going to school. I knew then, or I'm not going to school. So I faked sickness, and every time I was going, my father would say, yeah. So I did that, and then I operation next. And then I ended up and then still like got off for like school in Labone. Maybe that donderdag, but the primary got okay, my teacher and a shabab cook, Kylie donderdag, Labone. That figure fell like up into her. I would love a boy back. Yes. Now, the moral of the story, go I should have faced the situation there. But I ran away from the situation, hoping that it will go away. It won't. It was there with me. And then I have an operation. I got body paining. Got to shapua happy. So, Luena, you should know, or whatever you do, in a little morale. So we need to work hard to make sure the khaitsedi tsa rona di protected. You as brothers, lona jwalo ka batho ba bashanyana, become brothers keepers ho batho ba bomme. Don't waste maphelo a bona. Don't allow lust. Unto ke le rato, marotse ba o batla eng, o bo bua maka. Ha o qeta o etsa mehlolo no bo nyamela, ngwana batho ba salana le mathata. So those are the things that we need to avoid. So I'm just asking you, we've been excluded from meaningful skills training, and that has left deep scars. And it was designed to limit us, not to uplift us. And the education in the meant to do certain things for the labor policies, then the deropility generations of opportunities to thrive. And today, we face youth unemployment, and it's over 45%. This is not just an economic failure. It is the legacy of deliberate historical injustice. And that has to be transformed. But it cannot be transformed by people who change the system, who are managing the system. So, our failures to really reform outdated models of education and training, it perpetuated the crisis. Now, honestly, Professor Kloppers, inaugurated as a vice rector more youths. Ula is anto moaring, and is a theme ya address was working together with purpose, unlocking excellence to lead change. She says, and I quote, "We are preparing students for a world that is transforming faster than we can imagine, using methods designed for a world that no longer exists." So if we also a whole statement is saying, look at many of our graduates, basa fumane mosebetsi ba dutseng high, because we are preparing them for the world as a fitile. So we are educating you for the world as existing anymore. So you're not becoming very valuable. So you need to do certain things. What makes graduates valuable is not the ability to memorize information. AI can do that infinitely better. But what will make graduates irreplaceable is the ability to think creatively, empathize deeply, that is caring deeply, ask the right questions, challenge assumptions, and work collaboratively with both humans and artificial intelligence. Now, we are in the world of exponential change. And we need to address the bottlenecks that are plaguing our own systems. So I'm asking you, Ori, in everything that you really want to do, you must understand that we are not short of talent or ambition. You as young people, we know that you are brimming with ideas, energy, and vision. But what you are lacking is pathways. What I want to tell you, and as I conclude, is that the skills crisis that we are facing today is not just about education. It is about access, equity, and relevance. And that is why you are here today. The next 3 days, we want to help you. We want to create an opportunity for you to have relevance to be creative, to look at things differently, and to create pathways for your development and for your success. We need to look at digital skills, green skills, entrepreneurial and cooperative skills. We want you to be able to create rather than wait for opportunities. So many of you are waiting for opportunities. We want to create pathways for you to be able to go out and make opportunities, to think critically, and for civic engagement. We want you to really be solutions to the problems in your own communities, instead of just being complainers. In the work on. I'm not going to vote. Why? I'm not working. You've got a person who only masters their business. Uduti high. Khanti uno kena skolo batlai. You can create things. Mar problem ya lona kaofela, problem ya rona ko hore ha re batlo start small. Because the world is rutile or over instant gratification, success. Today is so successful and all those things. And we want you to really take this journey and make sure that you really make a difference and be a change agent in our own societies and make a difference. South Africa needs you. Bana ba 1976 ba phevile tsela yeno. And I started from scratch. Re tlamehile re commit hore ngwana ya dulang from a rural area mo sena menyetla e mengata o tla ba le menyetla le ena e tshwanang hore le ena ka etsa coding, le ena ka create a leader like any other one, any other person. O tshwanetse kaofela re build these systems that just are preparing batjha fela o sebetsa, but they were preparing them or by reshaping the future of work. So the future imagined and fought for by the generation of 1976 is the one of dignity, equity, and shared prosperity. So we must stand up for that. So ke holona kamanzwana ekare you can have a journey, a very successful. We, as the presiding officers, will be excited that at the end of your term as a parliament, we would have created thought leaders. We would have created innovators. We would have created an opportunity, a safe space, a safe environment for you to realize your full potential. So you did not make a mistake by coming here today. And we want to walk this journey with you. We want you to really knock on our offices and say, this is what I have. How can I deal with this thing? So we want you to be the best version of yourself. We want you to be change agents in your communities. We want you to understand that you are not an island, that you must remember that one tree falls, but a forest stands forever. Create a forest, collaborate, work together, share ideas, learn and learn and relearn. I wish you a very wonderful journey. This is the beginning of you realizing your full potential. Mudimuki.
Thank you, Speaker. Colleagues, if there are any other delegates that are still arriving, they can come in. We are going to begin with our workshop and capacity building. We're going to focus today on economic development, Tomorrow we're going to focus on social development, and we're also going to have presentations on the role and the work of the legislature. The purpose, as the speaker has said, would be to empower you and to capacitate you. At the presentations, I must caution the delegates that the presentations are done under the auspice of the legislature, meaning that the nature of the presentations will be twofold. Number one, they will be legislative in nature and not so much operational. Let me give you a classical example. For instance, when the NYDA presents, the NYDA is not going to present that we have a spaza guy, we don't have a spaza guy. That presentation can be done within a government platform, not in this platform. I'm making those distinctions so that when the facilitator is directing conversations, we are able to understand that, because what we want are resolutions that are going to be able to move the needle from a legislative perspective, because you appreciate that this is the legislature, it's not government. So that distinction in your mind must be there, that so when we are speaking, to some people it might be boring, but we can't lead young people, for those of us that are coming from respective organizations, not that any of us here are not leaders, but if we do not have a legislative understanding and a framework of what governs the projects and the development that we speak about, what gives effect to the grants, what gives effect to the sponsorships, what gives effect to the opportunities, and that is because if we're able to have resolutions there, then we are able to drive change from a legislative perspective. We are able to give something to this house that, in as far as it could be amendments or whatever the case might be. So that's the first thing that I want you to be cognizant of when the presentations are made. You might be like me, you might be impatient. Why muthu abua the acts fela mona? Want to know is paza? We are not going to go to that. That would be the purview of the government and municipalities, not the legislature. So I want to caution that. The second thing, in the event that it's not, it will be from an oversight perspective, meaning we would be hearing what work has been done by some of these entities, and we interrogate it from an oversight perspective. So I want us to look in terms of those lenses when we listen to the presentations, and that we do not, and we have an appreciation of what is coming. So that is what we're going to do between now and tomorrow. After lunch, we will give you the program for the next few days. So I just wanted to say that once again, thank you very much to the speaker, to the deputy speaker, and the secretariat for being here. I am now going to hand over to our facilitator, who's then going to take us through the speakers. I must also allude that we're going to take all the